Anne and welcome back to my channel. For this DIY, I wanted to tackle those greenery letters. So you may have seen it. It's like they have these hollow letters, whether they're like made out of wood or metal. It almost seems like there's plants growing inside of them. But every time I see those letters, it's always like there's only a couple of letters in the alphabet available. So I thought it would be really cute to put above my headboard. But of course, here on this channel, we like to do things bougie on a budget. So I figured out this little DIY that I feel like anyone can do. The word that I came up with, well, I didn't come up with this word, but it's a Tagalog word. So that is the national language of the Philippines. Instead of using love, I could use the word mahal, which is the same word for love, but also expensive. Ang aking mahal na pagmamahal, okay? Basically, my love ain't cheap. Say it with me again. My love ain't cheap. So I thought that would be just really funny to put above my bedroom. It's a personal touch, and obviously you can put whatever word that you want, but not only does it show a little bit of my culture, but it shows a little bit of my humor. Now that whatever, we're just gonna go with it. I think it's funny. So I got these paper mache letters from Hobby Lobby. They were $2.99 each. Depending on what your pockets bring to the table, you might want to make your phrase shorter than usual. You know, maybe you would just do love instead of I love you. But really, this is still very inexpensive. I have this instant green moss. It comes in like a really long sheet, and I got this for $19.99, but since this was my most expensive purchase for this DIY, I was able to use my 40% off coupon. Other things you're gonna need are some hot glue. So I have my big tin of all my hot glue sticks in here. Oops. So I did pick up a ton of different fake plants and succulents. I got like fake lavender and stuff like that from Hobby Lobby. Obviously this can be really customizable. I would keep in mind what colors you have in your bedroom, living room, wherever you're gonna do this DIY for, and just choose based off of that. And if you haven't joined the fam yet, then please hit that subscribe button down below. We want you here for a long time and not just a good time, okay?
Okay guys, so here we are with the voiceover. First, of course, you want to take off the sticker, and to prepare these letters, you are more than welcome to paint them if you want. If you want to paint them white or gold or black or even a fun pop of color, but I really liked the neutral tones because I already have a lot of wood in my room. But we're going to put that aside and go ahead and open the instant moss that we have. And I'm not even gonna lie guys, this DIY gets pretty messy, but it's definitely totally worth it. And I'll show you guys all the cleanup and everything towards the end. It's really not all that bad. But as I unraveled it, I had no clue that it came with this parchment paper, which made it actually very easy to draw on. And at first, I know I showed you guys like a red Sharpie, but since I was going to preserve the natural color and material of the letter, I didn't want to go directly with the red. But here I am tracing it over just so you could see it a little bit better. Now you just have to take a pair of scissors and cut it out. So this material was super easy to cut through. It was really easy, honestly, just like cutting through fabric. And at first I tried to give myself just a little bit of extra room outside of that line because this was my first letter. So I just wanted to make sure that everything was gonna fit okay. But you'll see afterwards that I actually ended up trimming it all the way to the line. But you know, you can never hurt yourself by just being a little bit precautious. It's better to be safe than sorry. And when I flip it over and put it on the letter, it's really not all that bad. You can't really tell from the front, but from the side, you could have definitely seen that there was some overlap going on, and so I went ahead and trimmed it, as I said. Then you simply peel off the parchment paper. And I'm really so thankful for this parchment paper because I was expecting to have to draw on that like netting material on the back, that mesh material, whatever you want to call it. But whew, I opened that package up and I was like, thank you. So now you're gonna take your hot glue gun, and I would recommend hot gluing it in pieces because you definitely don't want your hot glue to harden and make it a rougher surface to attach later on. It's just better to work while it's hot. And so I would divide it into sections, whatever made the most sense, and then I would just slowly but surely hot glue it as I went down. And between each round, I always pressed it down for a couple of seconds just to ensure that it was nice and secure. So that's kind of really just like the bread and butter of this DIY. Obviously, if there are any spots that are lifting, just put some hot glue there and squeeze it. But that's what it looks like without any flowers or anything. So you're more than welcome to keep it like this. I actually really like it. I almost didn't even add any flowers, but I was like, no, you know, that would kind of be a very boring video to watch. So just go for it, Anne, go for it. So I'm showing you a little bit of a close-up just in case you missed the steps at the very beginning. But I also thought that this would be a little bit helpful to see the A because this is a letter that has like, you know, a center part that needs to be cut out. But as I said before, this material is so easy and honestly pretty forgiving. So if you even end up cutting off a piece, you could literally like put some hot glue and patch it and just take some of that leftover moss that you see on the table and just like patch it there, literally. But for the center part, all I did was I pinched it a little bit, I cut a little hole, and I cut it out into pieces. I feel like that is always the safer route to go rather than trying to cut it all the way around at one go. Especially when it comes to these holes that have like sharp turns at the corner of each triangle. You know what I mean? And now just pop it out. And there you go. And so for my word, I was pretty fortunate that most of my letters were symmetric. Therefore, it didn't really matter if I was working on the back or the front, but that's definitely something you want to pay attention to because you don't want to end up gluing it on the back. So the L was like the only letter I had to worry about. But you see how much I had left over, so I could make so many more letters. I could have made a longer phrase if I wanted to, but as I said, I wanted to have a shorter word, and who knows, I might be able to use this for a later DIY. Maybe. I don't know. If you want some letters like this, hit me up. Basically, because I got to use up this moss. And for those pesky little bits of moss that you can't pick up, I just wrapped some masking tape around my hand, and it made it so much easier. And already a pretty simple upgrade, but then I would take some hairspray and just, you know, any hairspray that you don't care about, and go over it a couple times. I would say I went over it about 3 times, and it just helped it stick down a lot better. And now for the fun part, adding the flowers. So just prep your workstation. I would go ahead and separate the foliage. So a lot of these are like stuck by wires, and you could really just simply pull it apart and it'll just break like the floral tape at the bottom. And other ones you could honestly just pop off, like so. Even these succulents, all you gotta do is pop it off. Ooh, look at that TikTok transition. Honestly, it wasn't even that good. But you may need some wire cutters. These are definitely very helpful. We're about to play florist here and just start arranging it just to get a good idea of what you might like. And I didn't even end up using everything. I realized, like, at first my vision was to seriously cover the letters like all over, but I was kind of realizing that less is more sometimes. But it's really up to you to do as little or as much as you want. For these ones, I still just wanted to keep it a little bit minimalistic, but I doubt that these are going to be the last ones that I'll ever make. This was just really fun and really customizable. I keep saying that because I really feel like you could use this For a special occasion like a baby shower or a bridal shower, a birthday, this is like a really cute centerpiece or a decoration just for your room, whether you want it to stand up like this or put it on your wall.
Apparently he wants to be a part of this outro too, but if you guys like this video, please be sure to give this video a thumbs up because it helps it grow out so much, and leave a comment down below if there are any DIYs that you would like to try next. If you happen to recreate it, don't forget to tag your girl on Insta. I'll be sure to link all that information down below, and I'll see you guys next time.